to speak about personal branding on LinkedIn. Hi, I'm Marina Bottinelli, a board member of YEX Lugano. YEX is a group of young executives powered by the Italian Chamber of Commerce for Switzerland. And today I'm very pleased to be here with Ale Agostini, CEO and marketing expert of avantgrade.com, to talk about personal branding on LinkedIn. Ale, first of all, thank you for taking the time to spend with us.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you to YEX Lugano. I'm really pleased to have this discussion about one of the most important assets for personal branding.
Sure. So first of all, I would like to ask you this question. Why is so important personal branding today?
So today, if you see the latest changes in the way we interact, interaction has gone a lot of online. And therefore, when you don't have the chance to meet someone, you usually search his name either on Google or either on LinkedIn. And what comes out from these results, the first impression you get from the preview of the profile of a person, or the preview of the Google results, you actually start to make a reputation of a person you don't know. Of course, personal branding is a lot about what you are doing in your real life. But today, if you don't know someone, it's also a lot about what is perceived as the other person. And the perception of a person is a lot moved to the online world. So I believe, and I think it's clear to everybody, that this is an asset that you have to build through your career. It's not a one-time CV that you shoot on LinkedIn or you shoot somewhere. It's like a process. You start by building a network. You make yourself visible online. You talk about things you are professional about and interact with people on your industry and clients. And then your personal branding grows and your name starts to grow around. And then we go to the definition of my definition of personal branding, which is your brand is what people say about you when you are not in the room.
That's very interesting.
Or what people write about you in the web pages that are not controlled by you. This could be another definition, because if you think about the world of hotels, people search hotel reviews in other websites. They don't search the reviews of the hotel in the hotel website. They go into another place. And so when they search about the reputation of someone, they might want to look at your website. Maybe they want to look at LinkedIn. They want to look at other things. Therefore, this is personal branding.
Yeah, Ale, and why is LinkedIn so important for personal branding?
So LinkedIn is one of the fastest moving social media, and it's probably one of the only one, together with Xing in Europe. Xing is another professional social network, very strong in Germany and Switzerland. It's one of the few one who deals about the professional. So the manager, the white collars, they are all on LinkedIn. I see lately in the last 1 year a lot of top manager, top executive that come to me and start to ask, okay, can you help me? Can you coach me on improving my personal branding on LinkedIn? What are my employees doing on LinkedIn? They start to care of what's going on there. So it's an area of attention. It's like a square. If we can make a comparison with the real world, it's like a square that before was used just to put your CV. Now it's no longer just your CV. It's discussion. It's about referrals, confirmation of skills, connection, understanding a little bit the professional side of the person, which is always the online part. I think at the end of the day, this is completed by the real life. But we need both. We need the professional life in the real business environment, and also the LinkedIn perception and personal branding.
Right. And another question, how long does it take to create a very good personal branding? Is it a long process?
So personal branding is like a marathon. It's not a 100 meters run. Some people, this is one of I think the most common mistake. Some people think about LinkedIn and personal branding when they have to change their job. But this is not the case. Your personal branding goes through the entire professional life. So you start with the profession, maybe you change to another one, but this is still your personal branding. And it has to be cultivated. It doesn't start from scratch. One day is white and next day is black. It can change, of course, but it takes time. And like in a real career and profession, it takes time to become an expert on something. At the same time, it takes time to build strong personal branding online. And they both, if you're strong in your profession and you haven't done anything on online, then it's a good match to put them together, and you make yourself much stronger in the real world and in the online world.
Okay. And another question, can employees become a brand ambassador and improve corporate branding on LinkedIn?
So this is a very interesting question, and it's kind of important for companies. A lot of companies start by building, when they say, okay, LinkedIn is important for us. We want to improve our corporate branding on LinkedIn. So we want people to think we are a strong corporation, strong brand. We want to attract talents. This is what the company say and think about when they talk about LinkedIn. So once they understand LinkedIn is important, one of the first move is to build a company page. And so they start to build company page, and they think people will follow the company page just because it's the company. But it's not the case, because people on the social network, they want to connect with other professionals. They want to talk to Marina Bottinelli. They don't want to talk with a generic administrator of YEX Lugano. They want to know if they are talking with Marina or with someone else, because they are looking for expertise, for professional expertise from people, real world people. And so one of the things I wrote also on my 2 books I wrote about LinkedIn with Hoepli, which is a leading publisher in Italy, is that you should start as a company to build your corporate image on LinkedIn by training your people. You take your employees and you say, okay, we've got 100 employees. Very good. Let's say that they are all on LinkedIn and they all have 500 connections. So this is a huge network, because if you multiply 100 multiplied 500, this builds a huge fan base, let's say, but of the employees. So the employee is the number one asset for building a corporate branding.
Sure.
Therefore, the companies should invest on training the people, and once they train the people will be their ambassador. This is quite
strategic.
It's a strategic, and a lot of companies don't think about that.
Yeah.
And there is another reason why they don't think about that. I would like to ask a question to the people that are connected. Who do you think is going to manage the LinkedIn page? Is it human resources? And you can comment here. Is it human resources? Is it marketing? Is it sales? Who is in charge of the LinkedIn page? This is a key question, because usually social networks, the pages of the company is managed by marketing.
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn is one of the exception, because a lot of times it's human resources because they need to recruit, and sometimes it's sales because they think LinkedIn is a sales tool. Yeah. And sometimes it's marketing because they think it's a marketing tool. So which one is it, in your opinion? Marina, what do you think about that?
In my personal experience, it was marketing. But it depends. It depends on how big the company is, what's the purpose of your activity on LinkedIn, if it's to recruit people or to improve your visibility, and. So But in my experience was marketing.
Yes, usually marketing is right, but when you have to recruit, you cannot ask the marketing guy to do the recruiting because he doesn't know the salary and the bonus and the blah blah blah. So this goes into the human resources, and usually human resources, they don't really have a strong experience in communication and marketing. They have a different experience in many different stuff, but not in communication and marketing. And there it becomes challenging.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I would like to ask you another question, but this is on Google. How should an executive manage his or her reputation on Google?
So for the executive, it's very important that when you search his name or her name on Google, you find on the top 5 results good stuff. So if you search Marina Bottinelli and you find the number 1 result, very good. The second one, very good, and it's your LinkedIn profile and you control it. The third, good. That's good because the first impression looks great in terms of personal branding. Sometimes, because the managers and the executive don't think about that, if something wrong's happen and it's not managed, what happens is that Google picks it up and brings it on the top results. So let's say you are the manager of the bank. The bank has a problem with the client. The client asks for a refund, and there is a news talking about this problem with the client on the local newspaper. What happens is that the local newspaper becomes the number 1 result for your name. And when you search your name, you'll find stuff related to this trial or whatever. And if you haven't made a plan before, this is going to take some time to go down. And the first perception of people is on the top 3 results. Consider, Marina, that the first result on Google gets about 1/3 of the total clicks. The top 5 results of Google, they get about 70% of the total clicks.
That's scary. How can you improve the results, the output on Google?
Yeah, because people don't go on page 2, don't scroll too much. You search on Google and you probably click on the top results because you save time and you don't want to spend a day checking who is this person. You just spend a minute. Yeah. And after you have seen in this minute, you make your own idea on what you see on the top results. You're not going to make a thesis or an investigation unless you really focused on this business, because if it's bad, that's a problem.
Sure, it is. I have a friend who just wrote me an SMS on my mobile asking a question. He's a person who has a special career, different jobs in different, let's say, areas. How can you create a personal brand if you once were, for instance, a doctor and now you are a musician? It's difficult to connect the different careers in different fields?
I think this is possible because a lot of people change their career, and each experience builds up the skills of the person. And therefore, I wouldn't be afraid if you have some changes in your career. This happens quite a lot. A lot of successful entrepreneur or business manager, they switch from one career to another. Let's think about, well, Michael Jordan is a sport, but he switched from basketball to baseball. Then he came back to baseball. Okay, maybe this is still possible, and this builds up the skills of a person. I wouldn't be scared for that.
Okay, so I think here we are. Ale, I would like to thank you very much for your participation to this little conversation, and I look forward to seeing you soon in Lugano with our YEX community.
Yes, thank you. I heard very good stuff about YEX. I wanted to join the physical meetings. We're looking forward to the physical meeting or to the online ones if they we have to wait a little bit more.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks a lot, Ale.
Thank you to everybody. And if you like what you're seeing, please follow the channel and follow YEX Lugano.
Thank you, Alex. See you
Bye-bye.
soon. Bye-bye.